What's up, family? Man, I bless each and every one of you. I thank you for being here. I honor your presence here on this planet. Man, may God, source, universe, whatever you call it, may they continue to guide you, aid you, comfort you in your growth and development, as well as the healing stages of your life. Family, we got to grow up. We have to grow up emotionally. So often, I talk about relationships. This channel, this platform is a platform where we talk about real life shit. You know what I mean? I don't sugarcoat shit. Man, it is what it is. You know what I mean? We talk about some real deep shit, relationships, sex, the war between men and women, just all the other things that go along with life. Today we're going to continue. You know what I mean? But today I'm going to give you guys another perspective of just life, of my life, of life in general, and maybe you can relate to this. It is what it is. I've been in a lot of relationships. I'm 54 years old. I've been in a lot of relationships. And the crazy thing about it is that I've never, ever been with someone that reminded me of me. Stay with me, we're going somewhere. This morning, I can't talk this morning. Drinking some ginger tea. I've never been with somebody that reminded me of me. I've been with some very beautiful women. Drop dead gorgeous. The reality, that's all that they were. There was nothing of substance to them. Not about attacking anyone or making anybody feel bad or anything of that nature. They just didn't bring anything to the table as far as depth of wisdom and knowledge and understanding and just healing and growth and development. They didn't bring any of that to the table. All they did was look good. You know, they were a mannequin. They were a statue. They were great to look at. They weren't great to talk to. They weren't great to be in a relationship with. I've been with some women that were great at sex, you know. And again, that's all they brought to the table was their sexual capacity, you know. Again, that was it. I've never been with somebody that could speak life into me. Never. I've never been with anybody that I could have real deep conversations with about life. You know, they would talk and I would talk to them, and after a while, after a few minutes, you could see that, man, their eyes were glazed over. They had no fucking clue what the fuck I was talking about. You know what I mean? And so I've had to dumb myself down a lot to be accepted by these people. And that was hard. Stay with me. I'm going to, I promise you, I'm just laying the foundation. That was a struggle because I love learning. I love learning. And I couldn't learn anything from these women. They were great to look at. They're great to have sex with. But that was it. It was superficial at best. They had all these dreams that they wanted to do, but nothing of substance, nothing of merit for me. And I struggled with that. I struggled with that. Woke up this morning about 3 o'clock, and God gave me this epiphany. It's my day off, but I'm gonna go in a little while. But I just laid there in bed and I was just sitting there and I was just like, dang. Reflecting on this beautiful young lady I was talking to yesterday, and just like, dang, okay. Things are starting to make sense. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere, I promise you. And this is gonna get deep. As I was laying there, God was showing me, Elijah, you've never been with anybody that was deeply intelligent. You've been with people that were smart, But you've never really been with anybody that knew anything really about life. You've never really been with anybody, Elijah, that could speak life into you. You've never been with anybody, Elijah, that wanted really to see you reach your full potential. You've never been with anybody, Elijah, that, how can I say this? God help me. That wanted the best for the world. I never have. And what God was showing me was, Elijah, why? Look at this young lady. She reminds you so much of you. Her personality, how she is. She reminds you of you. She reminds you of a female version of you. You've never experienced that before in your life. Why? Elijah, you're loving, you're caring, you're compassionate, you're giving. You will give your last. But everybody you've been with were takers. Everybody you've been with, they just kept taking and taking and taking. And they didn't really sow into your life. They didn't bring anything of substance to the table to enhance your life, Elijah. At all. This is getting ready to get deep, I'm telling you, I promise you. That's what God was showing us, Elijah. If you love like this, if you give like this, if you could speak life into people, if you could touch people and your energy brings them peace, your energy calms them down, your energy, you don't even have to touch it. You could just be in their presence. And just being in their presence, Elijah, you bring this calming peace to them. Just you being in their presence, Elijah, it lets them know that, okay, they're safe and they're okay. We're going there today. And yet, for whatever reason, you've never been with anybody like that. Why? You've never been with anybody, Elijah, where you could just sit there and just be captivated by their voice, captivated by the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding of life that they had. You would listen to them talk about whatever it is that they were passionate about, and the great majority was bullshit and superficial. I've never been with somebody that could blow my mind intellectually. I've never been with anybody that could blow my mind spiritually. Never. And what God had to show me was, Elijah. Oh, God help me. You were made to not like you. Even as a kid, you didn't like you. As a kid, you didn't accept you because nobody else accepted you. You were made to feel like you were weird, like you're an outcast, like something was strange about you. Just because of the conversations you had, the things you thought about, your perspective on life, everything about you, Elijah, made people uncomfortable, your family uncomfortable when you were a kid. The fact that you look like your daddy and your daddy murdered your mama made half of your family not want to fuck with you, because just looking at you reminded them of your daddy who killed their sister, who killed their auntie. The other half of your family, you looked like your daddy and you reminded them of their brother who disgraced the family. You were named after your father, and they thought you were going to follow in your father's footsteps and disgrace the family again. So nobody really fucked with you, Elijah, and it made you feel some kind of way. Like you were the black sheep. Like you were the curse on the family. We're going there today. We're going there. It's taking a minute to get there, but we're going to go there today. And so, you grew up really not liking you. You grew up not really accepting you. Not really valuing what you brought to the table. Because everybody made you feel like you were weird. They accepted the gifts that you had. They took the money and everything else that you brought to the table. They loved the fact that you were this great protector. They loved the fact that you loved being a provider. They loved the fact that you loved giving. And you would give your last. Even though you knew they wouldn't give shit in return. What did that do to you, Elijah? What did that do to you in regards to relationships? So Elijah, you grew up learning and being programmed to believe everything about you was bad. And so you didn't look for people with your characteristics. You didn't look for people or women that were like you. You hooked up with women that were taller than you. You hooked up with women of different races. You hooked up with women that were short, women that was thick, women that were skinny, women that was model. You hooked up with a wide range of people. None of the people that I've been with, none of them look alike. I don't have a side. I don't have a preference, if that makes sense. So some guys, you know, they hook up with all light-skinned girls or all Caucasian girls and the blonde hair, blue eyes, whatever. People have preferences. I've never really had a preference when it came to women. All the women I've been with are totally different. Totally different. But none of them was like me. None of them reminded me of me. None of them invested into my life. None of them wanted to talk about real deep shit. None of them gave a fuck about healing and getting past their trauma and all that other. None of them gave a fuck about that shit. They talked about church. That was it. So I meet this young lady. And I'm listening to her talk. And there's a scene in the movie, Avatar, the first one, where the main character, the woman that he's attracted to and she's attracted to him, I can't remember the name, but she looks at him and she tells him, I see you. I see you. Not just the physical part of you. I see your spirit. I see your soul. I see your energy. And when she says, Namaste, I see you. I see you. And I recognize me in you. I see me in you. I'm at home with you because I'm at home with me. I'm safe with you because I'm safe with me. I'm loved and protected with you because I'm loved and protected with myself. We got to catch this. So many of us, we never understand that, damn, let me deal with my shit. Let me heal my shit. And so when I heal my shit, I'm able to see you in me. And what I'm able to see in you is the fact that you've healed your shit. What I'm able to see in you is the fact that you've grown up emotionally. What I'm able to see in you is that you're a giver. And that you're a beacon of hope. You're a beacon of love. I see you in me. I see me in you. What the great majority of us see when we hook up with people, what we recognize, what we connect with, is the chaos, the bullshit, the trauma, the pain, the victim mentality, the lack frequency. That's what most of us resonate with somebody else. Great sex, but full of bullshit. Great sex, but drama fucking matic. You're fucking dramatic as fuck, but the sex is great. Because that's the frequency that we're on. Because we won't do the work. And we haven't done the work to the place to where we can let that bullshit go. And now attract somebody else that's on that vibration. The same vibration that I am on, as far as being healed, as far as wanting to grow, as far as being a light worker, as far as being a healer. See, there's a whole lot of people that talk, but they ain't walking that walk. They know all the right shit to say, but it's not reflective in their life in any way, shape, or form. You got all these people quoting the scriptures. You got all these people knowing the Bible, talking about God, but they ain't got no fucking peace. They ain't got no fucking joy. Their life is not reflective of being a man of God. They talk it, but they're not manifesting it. They talk it, but they're not reflecting it. We're going there today. We're going there. Oh, God help us. People get mad because I'm not a religious person. I don't give a fuck about religion, any religion. And I talk about how religion is destroying the world. And people hate when I say that. People hate and get offended and get triggered when I talk about religious folk pushing people away from church. People talking about God is pushing people away from God. Make that shit make fucking sense. Well, I know you don't like the delivery, but I don't give a fuck. Grow the fuck up emotionally. You got religious folk that talk about their man of God. You got religious folk that talk about their woman of God. Saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, water baptized, run for, and all that other bullshit. And everything about you pushes people away from the God that you say you have. Everything about you makes people want to run far away from you, your God, and everything about you. And then you get mad and get triggered, and now you want to twist the shit and say, that's just the devil and all. No, that's the fucking devil in you. Grow the fuck up. And when I'm talking about the devil, that's ignorance. That's your ignorance in you that's making you fucking self-righteous and looking down on all those other people because they don't want to be like you. That's your ignorance and your ego that got you so fucked up and make you think you so saved, so piety, so righteous, and everybody else ain't like you, and everybody else is going to hell because they don't quote the scriptures, and they don't believe in the Bible, and they don't believe in da-da-da-da and all this other bullshit. That's your fucking ego and your fucked up perspective of life and who you think God is. It's crazy how the great majority of people that I've ever met that talk about God, their life is not a loving life. Their presence isn't loving. Their spirit isn't loving. It's one of judgment. God help us. Going back to this beautiful soul. Watching her. Looking at her. And I'm drawn to her. Just drawn, just blown away. And what God had to show me is, Elijah, you're so caught up into this young lady. Elijah, you're so blown away by this young lady. Elijah, you're so fucking hooked on this young lady. Why? And so I'm talking to God about, man, her characteristics. I'm talking to God about who she is and what she does. I'm talking to God about her presence. I'm talking to God about her spirit, so loving and gentle, so humble, and yet she's so fucking deep, wise beyond her years, fucking deep and wise. And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, damn. It's like listening to her talk. Because she's not talking about stupid shit. And as she's talking, it's as though I'm mesmerized. As she's talking, it's as though I'm hypnotized by her flow of poetry. And she's just coming out of her mouth. And she's just letting her words speak. And she's just been her. She's not trying to impress nobody. She's just been natural. She's just flowing in her presence, flowing in her spirit. And it's just coming out. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, shit. Gone. And God had to show me this. Does this look familiar? Like, what are you talking about, God? I've never been with anybody like this. I've never been with anybody that I really want to listen to them talk about anything for any length of period of time. Because they wouldn't talk about shit. They want to talk about movies, and I can talk about that for a little while, but okay, let's bring it back to home. Let's bring it about life. Let's talk about some deep shit. You know what I mean? And most people aren't ready to do that. Most people aren't capable of doing that. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? And so God was like, show me, Elijah. That's you. That's you. But you've been so twisted to not like you. You've been so twisted to people not accepting the real you. To where you didn't want to recognize the real you. You didn't want to see the real you. I knew who I was. But I didn't know that there was somebody out there that was like me. that was like me. Full of love, full of passion, full of knowledge and wisdom and understanding, full of humility, full of mercy and grace. And so I stopped looking for it. I stopped looking for it because I didn't think it existed. Question is, what is it about other people that you're attracted to? Why are you attracted to that in those people? What is that saying about you? Forget those other people. And this is what we don't really reflect on. This is what we don't really think about too much. We see other people and how they are, and we think, okay, that's just them and da-da-da-da. But we never take it back and say, okay, man, they're a mirror of me, or they're a mirror to me. And the mirror is, I may not be like that, but what is God showing me about me through them? What is God showing you about you through them? What is God showing you about you through me? Through these videos. Not that you got to be like me, but what is God showing you about you? That's the question. It's easy to get caught up in there's a stanky attitude and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, but what is God showing you about you? And what God showed me about me through all these other women is that I didn't think I was good enough to be with somebody like me. Let me say it again. I didn't think that I was good enough to be with someone like me. I didn't think that I was good enough. I didn't think that I deserved to be with somebody like me. I didn't think that somebody like me would love me. I didn't think that somebody like me would find value in me. I didn't think that somebody like me would want me. Because after all, no one else did. And even though this is who I am, and this is how I've been, as far as loving and giving and providing and protecting, they still left. And what God had to show me is they weren't ready to handle that. They couldn't handle that. They couldn't handle that. Just like I wasn't ready for somebody like me. Catch that. I wasn't emotionally ready to be with somebody like me. I didn't know that somebody like me existed. We got to grow up. We got to grow up. And so when I saw this young lady, I was like, oh my God. I'm home. I'm home. That's what I've always wanted. That's what I've always been longing for. That's why none of the other relationships worked. Because they weren't that. Catch that. Man, I hope and pray that I said something to encourage you, to inspire you, or to even challenge your way of thinking. We have to grow up emotionally and spiritually. I love you guys. I thank you for rocking out with me. The God, the love, the light, the wisdom within me sees, recognizes, acknowledges, and cherishes the God, the love, the light, and the wisdom within each and every one of you. Happy healing, family. Peace.